So how do you seam pattern carpet right in front of a doorway too? What's good? It's Carpet Mike here from CarpetExpertBlueprint.com, bringing you all the strategies across the board to be successful in the carpet and flooring industry. So first things first, we got a pattern carpet out on the floor. You can't see it in this shot, but it has a really funky shape to the room. So we had a big cutoff from the opposite end of the room, and we're going to go ahead and use that cutoff to seam this on. Now you just see me go down the line there with a flathead screwdriver, and I created a line in the carpet separating the fibers right on this part of the pattern that I wanted to put my seam on. Now I just went across it with a top cutter right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my knife, and we're going to cut the ends of the carpet, finishing off the lines to the wall. So we got the first section there. We're going to cut down to this other section, make sure everything's clean. We didn't run over any fibers, because if you run over some fibers, it's going to get real ugly real quick. So we got a nice fresh edge. We're ready to go ahead and start phasing out this seam here. Let's bring this piece into the picture here and start shaping this out and get it ready. So this is the cutoff from the opposite end of the room. We added a couple feet to it, so we had enough to get this seam in one piece. So now we're going to lay this out and cut it down. Get that out of the way. Wrong piece apparently. Let's go ahead and get the right piece down. So lay this out. Let's remove some excess here and get a fresh edge onto the carpet here. Put this right in front of the camera so you can see what's good. Same exact scenario. We're going to go ahead and get the flathead screwdriver. We're going to go ahead and separate these fibers, going straight down the line there. Boom. See that line created? That's exactly what you want. Now I'm going to run the top cutter down this just to start it off, because it is easy to lose the line you just created on these patterns. It can mess with your eyeballs when you're staring at it and not know where it went, and then you got to go back to square one, start over. So I like to go ahead and mark off a few feet, cut it, so I know where I'm at, and then I can go ahead and wrap everything up. So now I'm just running down the rest of that line there, going straight down. Everything's good. Grab my top cutter, and as always, I say it in every single video, but make sure you got a good sharp blade in there, but don't push down on it so hard that it goes through the first piece and right into the main piece of the floor. You find out you're gonna buy some carpet real quick and mess up your profits. Can't have that. Okay, next we got everything cut. We got to get some seam tape under the carpet here, so we're just gonna bowl that down the room and get this lined up under the seam on some half and half action, if you know what I'm saying. Get that lined all the way down. We're gonna tear that off, tuck it under this part of the seam. All right, everything's good. Now let's get our fill piece here. We're gonna slide it over, fold it in half so we can get it lined directly up on the seam there, and then, you know, scuff up the walls and the doors, because that's what carpet guys do. We're about that life. And then be like, nah, that was like that when I got here. I definitely had nothing to do with that. Can I get my check, please? All right, boom, boom. We're lined up. All right, flop that out. Clackety clack, everything's good. Now we're gonna go ahead and get our seam iron into the picture. Now, if you're in the zone and you're trying to get this done in a timely manner, have that thing warming up a minute or two before you're ready to slide your fill piece over. So as soon as it's lined up, you grab your iron and you dive right into action. Now you just play the waiting game putting it together here. You let that iron sit there for a good 8 to 10 seconds. Slide it an iron's length forward. I wish I slid the camera down so you can see this part here, but don't worry. We'll get you into picture here. You'll be okay. We're going to go ahead and put that first part together and tuck it down at the beginning. That way it cures into the seam glue and you're good to go. Now we're just going to work our way down. No big deal. In a nice timely fashion. This is when you definitely want to have the tunes going, because it is a tedious task and you're going to want to be entertained in the process. That, pull up your phone, watch a little TV while you're burning the seam, whatever it takes. Entertainment is key to a successful carpet and flooring business. Don't ever let yourself get bored, because that's when everything just falls apart. And we're going to work our way down this pattern seam here, just slowly putting it together. I know you can't see it from this angle, but when you put a seam together, make sure it's backing to backing, lining right up, and none of the fibers are getting down in the glue. If they get in the glue, it's going to be one visibly ugly seam, and you don't want that. But really, that's all there is to this. The biggest thing about carpet seams is getting the cut right. If the cut's good, you are good to go. Now, having said that here, pattern carpets are going to take a little more time, a little more love and all that good stuff in getting them right. You want to make sure your walls are nice and squared up when you get these laid out for the install. If you're the DIY person, keep that in mind. You don't want the pattern running at an angle off the wall. You want to make sure everything's squared when you set it up, so when you stretch it in, everything remains square in theory, and you don't have like a little diamond pattern zigzagging the wrong way down the wall, and it's clearly obvious that it went in very crooked and it's all bad. So just little things to keep in mind. And as far as profits go, profits are massive on pattern carpets, but they take a lot more time. So I'd rather do the slop and pop personally, but to each his own. Comment below with any questions. I'll see you in the next video.